It's the finishing touch and perhaps the hardest part. Finding wall art that you can live with and love for a long time can be pretty challenging. So instead, frame something that has height, breadth, and depth. Found items, framed, can be a classy addition to the look and feel of your home. Michelle Crowley has a few ideas for creating your own dimensional art. It's great to have you, Michelle.
Thank you.
I am so excited to hear your ideas and your topics, and I understand all of this stems from personal experience. Why have you turned to 3D art over the years?
I have some big walls, and when you're filling up a big wall, you want a lot of something, and when you want a lot of something, that gets really expensive.
Yeah.
And so I came upon this idea years ago, and I have loved it, and so now I just keep finding new ways to do it in a different way.
Well, you described a common decorating problem: big walls, tall walls. You can only do so many photo galleries.
Right.
And I think the tendency is sometimes to fill with a lot of littles.
Yeah.
You're saying go big, go dimensional. How did this all start? Was there a jumping off point project?
There was. It's actually these over here.
Okay.
These games. So we have a lake house, and we have a bunk room in the lake house, and a big wall above, you know, one of the bunks. And I was looking for something to fill it up, noodling on it for a while, couldn't figure it out. And then we play games. Like when we're up there, we don't usually have a lot of TV. We try and eliminate the screens. It's not very successful, but, you know, but we play a lot of games. So because we do that, I was like, wait, this is something that's applicable to what we do.
This is so fun. So you framed the game.
So I framed the game. So I just had my kids set the games up, which was a fun project for them.
You glued the pieces down?
Yeah, so they're glued. We used glue dots. We used glue, hot glue, you know, all the, whatever worked.
Okay, I love the color of the boards, but I also love sort of the in-the-moment feeling that these pieces are suspended and the money's splayed out. That's so fun.
And that was the idea, was to look like it's mid-game.
Yeah, mid-game. You know, we are active, we are playing, we are in the moment.
And in the room, I brought a few to just show you, but in the room, there's 8 of them. So they really take up a nice big space, and they're just really a visual impact.
And if I can call you out, is this the IKEA frame?
IKEA frames. When you gotta do a lot of something,
yes,
you can't beat the price.
We just hung a gallery wall full of IKEA frames, and I think if you get the right mat, or like in this case, the right object, you don't even know.
Or a can of spray paint.
There you go. There you go. Okay, you didn't stop there. Over the years, you've done a bunch of projects, including framing textiles.
So same house, different room. It's at the stair hall. And my vision was that I wanted to do a gallery, like a photo gallery on that wall. But I knew it wasn't something I was going to get to anytime soon. So I needed something like as a filler. So I thought, well, I'll buy the frames and I'll fill them with something else.
Like a placeholder.
Right, a placeholder. And so I took just leftover fabrics from the pillows, from the draperies, you know.
Oh, you always have an extra foot or two.
Right. And so they're the perfect size, and I framed them and put them on the wall as a placeholder, and that was 15 years ago, and they're still there.
Look how fantastic. You didn't change them. You didn't update them.
No, I didn't change them because I loved it. And it's kind of a showstopper. People comment on it every time they come to the house.
Oh, it's stunning, and it's sort of like throw pillows for the wall.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
You have we love the pillows for the color and the texture and all of it, and to put that on the wall is so
then
genius.
It ties into everything else in the house because it's picking up the fabrics that are throughout the home.
Okay, I love that idea.
So it's fun.
You framed flip-flops?
Flip-flops. So flip-flops, again, another huge wall. This is in a pool house, and we only use the pool house in the summer because
hello, Utah, yes.
You know, so I could make it really summer specific. And again, trying to figure out what to do for months. And one day I was buying flip-flops, my summer outing to buy flip-flops, and I thought, flip-flops are colorful, they're bright, they're fun, they're cheap if you get them. I got so
look how fun!
So these, and I hung 12 of them.
Same IKEA frame.
Same IKEA frame. Sprayed yellow, and then used the burlap on the back because it kind of has a look of sand.
Beachy, yes.
Beachy, right.
Oh, that is so fun.
Just got the flip-flops from the dollar store.
Okay, totally different vibe, but what is this, and where does this live?
This is going to live in my husband's office.
Oh, good. So, I was like, don't say the playroom, because my grandma had a similar, like a tribal mask over her bathroom.
Oh, did it scare you?
Oh my gosh,
you
nightmares.
Never go in that bathroom, right?
No, never, ever, ever. Okay, so as long as it's in the office, I feel good about it.
It's gonna stay in the office.
Yeah.
We travel a lot, and so I actually like to buy things that are relevant instead of just like a keychain or a t-shirt or whatever. I like to buy something that's cultural. And my husband likes to collect masks. So this one came from Kenya. We got it last year, and So I framed it, and this is going to go in his office. I'm redoing his office, so it's not hanging yet.
This is very cool. And
very
professionally
cool.
framed this just for the security and the stability?
No, I did this myself.
You did this yourself?
Yeah.
You're going to teach us your ways?
Yes. I just took a frame. The little trick that I have, I just go out and buy a frame that I like and just pop the art out. Like you buy cheap art, pop the art out, and then you've got a great frame.
And hung it there with a nail, I see.
Yeah. This is actually, it's attached on here with a zip tie.
A zip tie?
So that it won't, because I don't want this to come off. It's an antique, and it was rather spendy. This was totally opposite of the flip-flops.
Right, yeah.
Not cheap. So I don't want that coming off the wall.
Keep that on the wall.
Yeah.
You frame like illustrations, for
yes,
example.
This is such a fun nursery idea. I collect children's illustrated books. I finally am a grandma, so now I have an excuse, but I've been collecting them for years. I love illustrated books. So a really fun way to decorate a nursery is to buy a duplicate of a book that you love with illustrations that you love, a story that you love. That gives you a great starting off point for, well, how do I want to decorate my room? If you've got this illustrated book, this one here comes from this book. I love this artist, Scott Gustafson. And so then you can start to pull the colors and the vibe and the feel from the book, and it sets the tone, and it makes it easy to decide what you're going to do.
All right, what is your best tip for DIY framing?
Okay, so for DIY framing, I've got the IKEA.
Yes?
So I'm going to show you how to do this little flip-flop thing really fast. I sprayed this outside so we wouldn't gas ourselves out. I've got my burlap. If you do burlap, spend the money, the extra few dollars for the more expensive. Like you'll see it, and some are cheaper and some are more expensive. The more expensive ones are worth it.
Okay.
When it comes to burlap.
So you've got a spray adhesive.
So I've got a spray adhesive, and now what I'm going to do.
And is this the back that came with the frame?
This is just the back that came with the frame.
Okay.
And that is how I cut them. I just lay the back on the fabric and then just cut around that. Okay, so I just kind of lay it out, but I want to like stretch it from edge to edge this way and then lay it down.
Get it as smooth as you can.
Get it smooth, go in that direction, and then smooth this direction. If you go edge to edge, it's going to be really hard to line it up. But if you do this, then the rest of the pieces just go right where they're supposed to go.
What's next?
Then a rolling pin.
Good trick.
Because all the pieces, because the fabric, it's hard to get it, even when you're just pressing and pressing to get it really adhered well. So if you just drag a rolling pin over that.
That would apply for regular fabric too, I assume.
It's going to get it right nice and good.
Now the fun part.
Okay, so because I did 12 of them, and if you're doing a feature wall, you're doing a lot of something, and you measure and then you're measuring 12 times, or you just create a template. And a lot of times we don't want to like take the time to create the template, but it's going to save you time on the back end. So just whatever you have, wrapping paper, this is a scrap of wallpaper, whatever you have.
So they become all uniform and equal.
Now they're all uniform. I don't have to measure every single time.
Right.
I just put them in, edge to edge, and then I know that all of them are going to be the same.
Okay.
Then I just take my glue gun.
Trusty, rusty, dusty, hot glue gun.
I actually hate glue guns, but
you do?
I do. You know what? First of all, probably because I've been burned more than a few times.
There's that.
And then also, they usually leave a lot of things really lumpy. Like if you try to use it under fabric or ribbon or something like that. But for this kind of application, it works. It's the best.
How are we finishing this off into the frame?
So now we're going to do this. We're going to pull this off.
Goodbye template. You served us well.
Yes.
Here's your frame.
Now we got our frame. And let's see. Oh, and I've done this more than a few times. Make sure you know which way is up.
Top to bottom. Yeah.
Where is the hook?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just lay it in.
Okay. Now it's got some weight on the front, so you stabilize it from the back.
So it's going in. And then and it has these IKEA ones have, it even says it's the
ribba.
The ribba.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it has the prongs. We close those down.
So close those down. But if you are doing a frame that doesn't have the prongs, or these little prongs fall out all the time, like when you open them, this is a great little tool. And all you do is you stick it up here against, and you have to give yourself some pressure. And that's how you can, so you can close up your own frame. So if you don't have, if you have a frame that's empty or whatever, you can do your own. And they're not expensive, Amazon.
Okay.
And it works really great.
Gives you that good stability from the back. Michelle, thank you. Thank you so much. Where can we get more ideas from you?
Michelle's Design Life Instagram.
Okay, we'll meet you there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We appreciate it.